In the Fuzzy Memories podcast, we celebrate the good, the rad, and the fugly of the 80s and 90s.
We're three latchkey kids who made it out alive.
And in each episode, we break down all the culture that popped, 1 year at a time.
Whether it's the birth of legends...
I'm Lyme disease free today, and I have Whitney Houston and MTV to thank. Or audacious moves.
Imagine also the poor Golden Gate Bridge. You turn 75 and people have a party on you.
Yep. I don't want that.
Or even confusing PSAs.
And the stop, drop, and roll. I mean, I assumed
Yes.
as an adult I would catch on fire weekly.
All the time!
We've got a take that will make you laugh.
We've also got thoughts on all sorts of random phenomena and the most unmitigated of golf.
Why sharks can't be trusted, people can't be trusted, and rivers can't be trusted. It's collusion.
Of the highest degree.
Uh-huh.
You were counseling me to start my remarks with, first of all, bitch.
Everyone in that room would have snapped to attention.
It's going to be basically coffee lids, shark revenge, and then maybe like Matt Getz. God, we need to do something about him.
Join us every other Wednesday to celebrate the hits, the misses, and the misfits of the weirdest decades.
If I could tell my 14-year-old self from 1990 that I would be eating in a cheesecake factory in
Beverly Hills.
I'd be like, we did it. We did it, Joe.
We did it.
Listen and subscribe to Fuzzy Memories on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and your favorite podcast platform. Hello, and welcome to Broads and Books. I'm Erin.
And I'm Amy, and this is a very special episode of our podcast. Erin and I are not recording face-to-face in person, but instead, like so many others out there, we are telecommuting to bring you something to help you get through these really strange, weird times.
So strange.
So strange, so weird.
Yes, so weird not to be directly across from you.
It's very weird. We are using Zoom as so many of the hip people these days because we are nothing if not hip.
We're so hip.
So hip. So we are looking at each other's faces, but it's not across the table like we normally do, and it's real weird.
No, and sometimes I just like to show Amy my forehead.
Here's my forehead. Yep. Someday, if we're feeling sassy, we might release the video of this, but Erin did say that she was not feeling video ready. I'm not really either.
Just a lack of showering the last bit, which I don't feel like is unusual, but
I think
for the circumstances.
I think we're in the norm right now.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a lot of people out there feeling real funky. So
yeah. I feel like I've gone a step further and I'm trying to justify my unshowering and saying like I'm conserving water because we don't know what's going to happen. We don't know.
Because there's such a water shortage?
I don't know.
Okay.
It changes every day.
That's true. That's true. The crisis changes every freaking day.
Which you and I were talking about that we don't recognize ourselves right now, which I'm sure some listeners feel the same way.
Yes. And here's why I in particular said this. As listeners will know, as you know, Erin, I often don't like to do things. I like to stay home. Right. I like to stay by myself a lot of times. But the minute it became like everyone has to stay home, suddenly I found myself like, oh my God, I want to go out and I want to go to a park and I want to go to a hike. I'm like, who is? I don't do any of those things. What is happening? It's reverse psychology.
I told you yesterday that I considered going for a run, which is so misguided. I mean,
shocking. Yeah.
I don't normally run. So what did I think was going to happen? I was just going to be Usain Bolt, just taking off. Like, cause that's right. Yeah.
I did take walks this weekend just to like feel, I don't know, a little bit of outside, and I saw some green growing and I felt like Martha freaking Stewart. So I was like, look at the green, look how beautiful it is. The world is on the mend. I don't know.
All going to be okay. Yeah, I know. I took a walk and then I felt a little weird. Like, am I loud? Is this okay? What's happening?
There were other people walking and I was like, oh shit, do I have to go off the sidewalk and like cross the street, or is that super rude? What's happening right now?
Yeah, I don't know. Especially for Midwest nice. We don't, this is very weird.
So weird. Yeah. we started talking too, like, what else is weird that you're seeing in your life right now, Erin?
I mean, my children.
Your children are home.
Yes.
All the
Yes.
time.
And I'm trying to be mindful of not complaining because, I'm very lucky. My kids are at home. They're healthy. I'm not a medical worker that's worried about bringing it home to my kids. But at the same time, we don't spend this much time together normally.
No.
And I feel confident that they are as annoyed with me as I am with them.
Well, funny story that I was telling you, I think my nephews are so bored that one of them has started listening to us. He texted me like this morning, actually. He's like, hey, I'm listening to your podcast. I'm like, oh God, this is a whole sign of we're in dire straits when an 11, almost 12-year-old is like, I got to listen to my aunt's podcast.
This is what I have. This is
all I have.
This is what we're doing. Hey, if we pick up listeners that way, I guess, then,
Yeah, I think that's all
Yeah.
good.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
I also think, I don't know about you, Erin, but work is just nonstop frantic these days.
Yes.
We both, I think you listeners know, we both work at home. I work for a company. Erin and her husband own a small business, and every day is just frantic all day long.
It is. It feels like one big dumpster fire. Like, get the fire put out, and then it just reignites in another spot that you didn't, put any water on. So, and I know really anyone that owns a small business is probably feeling this way now. It changes every day. It's a little bit, it's unnerving, but all you can do is take it one day at a time, and that's what we're doing. So, and that's why we thought that maybe, we'd do something different besides our regular, because times are different.
They are different. And we are adaptable, Erin.
We are nothing. It's not adaptable.
Which actually shows again, I don't recognize myself because I'm not adaptable.
No, I'm terrible.
Routine.
No.
Yeah.
No. I'm on Zoom right now.
Right.
I mean, this is, come on.
And we're not doing this on a Sunday, which also feels weird.
No, and we didn't have big acai bowl beforehand.
No.
We're not drinking wine that we're showing.
No, but you know what I am drinking is coffee out of my 9 to 5 cup of ambition cup.
Yeah, you are. That's what I drank out of this morning. But now I moved to a jug of iced tea.
For those of you at home, Erin just showed a big ass jug, like almost a big gulp type jug.
Pretty much is. Oh God, these things are great.
They are great. Yeah, I mean, we are, like you said, we are super lucky in that this hasn't affected too much of our day to day beyond busyness. We're super bummed that this happened around the time of the book fest and that we couldn't come to you, our listeners, live. But we're looking into other opportunities in the future.
Absolutely. And we're lucky that we're in Iowa and it hasn't been, as bad here. The breakout hasn't been as crazy as places like New York, California, some of those really densely populated. So for listeners in that area, we certainly understand your life probably looks vastly different than even ours. So we're thinking about you and hoping that you're finding some things to, take your mind off the crazy.
And hey, what I have told my team members who are now working from home full time and don't usually do this, don't wear a bra. If you are a woman, take those bras off.
Yep. Number one. Yep.
This is the time.
This is the time.
Go away.
Embrace not showering. Don't put on a bra.
Nope.
Eat whatever you can find.
Whatever you can find.
Yeah.
Also, what's wrong? What's with the toilet paper hoarding? Like, what is wrong with people's butts? I don't understand.
I don't either.
This virus doesn't affect butts. So why are we so worried about our butts? I don't get it.
I don't scream. I know. I don't either. I don't know. I mean, we had plenty here, so I didn't feel the need to go get any. But I will tell you, I did have a moment when I went to the grocery store because it's crazy at the grocery store. And you kind of have like an out-of-body experience where you're like, should I be buying all that? Why are you buying that much meat? Is that what I don't know what's happening.
There is an element of like, oh my God, everyone else is panicking. Should I panic too? Should I just buy everything? Yeah.
Why is your whole cart full of frozen pizzas? What do you know? I want one of those. Should I have one of those? I don't know.
Maybe they know the cure. Maybe the frozen pizzas are the cure.
Yeah. And then I didn't buy any. So.
Oh, well, you're effed then.
Yeah, pretty much. That's the story of my life. A day late and a dollar short.
So should we tell people what we're doing in this episode?
Yeah. So instead of our regular content, we thought we could better serve our listeners this week by sharing some recommendations for books that you can read paired with some of our pop culture recs. So we took books we've already recommended, and we paired them with awesome pop culture, so you have a whole bunch of stuff to use.
Yes. So we paired those two, and we are giving you then special quarantine packages to help fill your time and take your mind off of all this weird stuff and whatever's going on with butts around America. So we're each going to list 5 pairs of content this week for a total of 10. And then next week, we will give you more because I don't think this is going anywhere for a while.
No.
So we want to lighten your mood a little bit.
Yes.
Give you something to do.
Something else to think about. So if you're wondering where to get some of these recs, if you haven't already, many of the libraries right now are allowing digital borrowing during this time.
They are stepping up, which is amazing.
They are.
Yeah.
It is amazing. For a while here, even in Des Moines, they were allowing you to pick up your holds through a window.
Yeah.
I mean, they stopped that now, which I'm kind of glad for their own safety, but
Yeah.
So you can get them digitally. There are a ton of independent bookstores that offer online shopping. And they deliver them to you. And that's a great way to support small business right now. So when we were thinking about this, how did you narrow down your selections?
I did it with a very non-scientific way, which is, so I think we've mentioned to you guys before that we keep records of the things that we've chosen in the past, because otherwise we kind of forget, honestly, over time. We've been doing this for a year now, and we have some things. So I went to our master list, and I looked first at some of the pop culture stuff. And I was like, oh, we haven't talked about that in a while. And that'd be perfect for this mood, So I kind of went there. I picked pop culture first. Then I went through our books and figured out what would be a good pair.
I did it the exact same
Did you
way.
really?
Yeah. I went to the list. I was like, I want to talk about this, and this would go perfect with that. And
yes.
Here we go. Yeah.
Well, it shows that even in quarantine, we are ride or die.
We are. We are ride or die, even when it comes to repackaging our recommendations. What's your first one? Hit me with it.
Well, I am going to kick it off with, do you think we should mention our pop culture picks first, since that's how we started?
Yeah, let's do it that way.
And usually we're talking books first. So we are messing it up for you.
Yeah, this is adaptability on the fly.
Agility, which is a word my company uses, and I hate it so much.
So does that mean that we have synergy right now?
Oh God, probably.
I'm going to leverage this into a podcast episode.
I don't want to have synergy right now. I want to be unsynergized. Just
synergy destroyed. We're done.
Isn't that what Jem and the Holograms always said? Synergy?
They did?
No, I'm totally
making that up. It's possible. I mean, they were holograms, for God's sake.
They were.
I mean, if you take that show out of context, that lady was singing with holograms.
Yeah.
Like, she was just like, here's my band. Like, imagine seeing her somewhere, and you're like, no, there's no one there. She's like, no, they're holograms. They're coming. Just wait.
I know.
Like,
no, that's schizophrenia.
You need some help. Yeah.
That's not good. It's not good.
Also, that's kiss makeup, what you did with your eye there.
It's real. Also, it's ripping off Bowie, just so you know. Jem.
That's true. That's true.
Jem.
Jem.
Well, my first pop culture pick is Kill Bill 1 and 2. And great movies, Quentin Tarantino. And I think they pair nicely with a graphic novel series called Bitch Planet by Kelly Sue DeConnick. And here's why I think that packages nicely, because it's about women fighting off oppression, fighting off death. You can put coronavirus in there if you want. Just imagine they're fighting against it. and you get some
Yes.
real badass women standing up for themselves.
I like that.
Well done. Yeah.
Real like hero vibe.
Yes. And also lots of aggression, which I'm feeling a lot of these days. So
That's fair.
I think I want to live vicariously through Uma Thurman and through all the Bitch Planet characters and F some shit up.
I agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
I like that plan.
Thank you. What's your first?
Well, the first one that I brought is Feud, Joan Crawford and Bette Davis, which was a series I recommended. It was on FX, and it was produced by and written by the incomparable and wonderful Ryan Murphy.
Ryan Murphy. No, don't let him get coronavirus. He needs to stay alive. And
oh my gosh. I hope that he is in lockdown somewhere, because that would be devastating.
Yeah.
It was so devastating. Yeah. So I paired it with I Like to Watch by Emily Nussbaum, which is a book I talked about. Because couple things. One, she has an essay in that book about Ryan Murphy, which was probably one of my favorite essays in the whole collection. So very on point. Second is that you can use that book to justify all the binging you're doing of Ryan Murphy shows.
Oh, yes.
You should just celebrate his whole collection.
Yeah.
And then be like, look I'm a real smarty pants because Emily Nussbaum told me that TV is incredibly important to our society and culture. So
that book pick justifies everything that we're going to
everything.
Yes. She is going to be our patron saint of coronavirus quarantine.
Yes, I agree. Yeah.
Because not only are we saving the world, it's culturally important. That's perfect.
Yeah, and it's apparently a sign of your intelligence. So I'm taking that to the bank, the IQ bank.
We are super smarty pants because we watch a lot of pop culture.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Killer.
My next package pick may not be no, it's real smart, but there's also some not smart at moments too. I picked Bridesmaids, the movie, paired with Yes Please by Amy Poehler, because these are the top comedians at the top of their game. Ladies are funny as hell. You see, it's glorious. The movie's glorious. The book's glorious. Go enjoy some of our national treasures.
Yes. That's what I was just going to say. They are goddamn national treasures.
And all of these people need to be self-isolated too, because we can't lose them. We can't.
Yeah. Devastating.
Yeah.
Awful. All right. Well, my second pick's also kind of a humorous one. And I thought I kind of picked these two because I thought if you need a laugh that maybe like isn't at someone's expense right now, like it's not timely. I picked Robot Chicken, which is a TV show I've talked about before. And I paired it with Spoiled Brats by Simon Rich because there's a sense of nostalgia to both books. Because the essay or the short stories are funny and they're about things you would never think about. Same with Robot Chicken. You got Barbies and G.I. Joes doing weird things. And Robot Chicken can lift your mood like 15 minutes in and out is one episode. And same with Simon Rich short stories. They're real quick. So if you just need a little hit,
it's perfect.
There you go.
Yeah. In between.
I mean, sometimes I think Simon Rich could have written Robot Chicken and vice versa. I mean, they're very
sure.
Yeah.
You know what I learned lately since I've been getting really into John Mulaney is they wrote for SNL around the same time, and they were like writing partners along with another woman, which makes me happy to think about.
And it makes so much sense if you know, like if you think about both of them and think about their comedy, the way that they come up with things. And because some of John Mulaney's stuff is so funny, but it's so just normal everyday life.
Yes.
Love it.
Love it. Excellent choice.
Thank you.
My third package for us listeners starts with Fargo, the TV series, because in this, there are 3 full seasons available on Hulu. You don't need anything else. It's all there. And there's another season coming very soon, actually, with Chris Rock. So pair that.
That's right.
Yes, it's coming in April, which is perfect timing.
Such great timing.
Yeah. So Fargo paired with Chaos by Tom O'Neill, which was the book I recommended about the Manson family.
Oh my gosh.
Here's why I think they go together. Because crime and criminals are terrifying, but there's also some real dum-dums involved. And it makes me very happy to see that a lot of criminals are just dumb, including Charles Manson, including some of the characters in Fargo. So it's so entertaining in that way.
Yeah, including but not limited to idiots. I love it.
So laugh at some dumb criminals and you'll feel better.
Yeah. Well, okay, this third pick is kind of a it's a personal pick because I was mourning the loss of Bookfest and the possibility of stalking Taylor Jenkins Reid.
Oh, so, that's right.
I know.
Stalk the shit out of her.
Right? Yeah. So the pop culture part I recommend here is The Queen of Versailles, which is a documentary about a crazy pants couple building the biggest, most expensive house in the United States, which is ridiculous. And the stuff on the show is just crazy. But I'm pairing that with The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid, which propulsive read. I love it so much. Love that book. But I like it because the structure in both of those is different. You know, you got the book is like The Seven Husbands. The Queen of Versailles is the steps through construction. They're both kind of putting on a front, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Not everything is what you think it is. Mm-hmm. So I think you will be mouth agape a little bit. One in a good way and one in a horrifying humanity is terrible way.
And you're absolutely right. Can we just take a moment to mourn the fact that we're not going to be able to stalk Taylor Jenkins Reid or Tiare Jones or Chuck Klosterman, Laura Prescott, or Sean Adams that we were so excited to meet?
Right.
It's a real that's the real tragedy of coronavirus.
It is the real tragedy.
Yeah.
Is that one, the public will not see us in tuxes immediately. And two, that we cannot get restraining orders at this point.
Yeah. It's a real bummer.
Yes. Come on.
I was looking forward to when we got, arrested, calling on some of our friends who are lawyers and be like, look, we had cause. Help us out here. And they would understand.
I think so. I think I was looking forward to calling Mike to bail me out.
Yes.
Because why not? I need that story, I think.
Yeah, that'd be a family story for eons to come.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm disappointed, but it's fine. I mean, it's, par for the course.
Totally makes sense. And man, I did feel like we were talking about this. It's such a bummer for the Bookfest organizers who'd been working so hard to create this incredible program. And
yes,
you can tell they're all really bummed. And I'm sure the people that were coming were bummed. And
yeah. Well, hopefully they can take that momentum into next year and we'll all be ready to support something like that for sure.
Yes. And for our listeners, they've already approached us about next year. So, put that on your calendars.
Boom, mic drop. They didn't even see us and they want us back.
Yes.
They didn't even see our act and they already want us back. So
hopefully they just stop listening.
We just did.
Hopefully they just stop listening to us so they don't hear us talking about stalking. And
yeah, right.
That might put the end to that. But
if you don't want us to, we won't on property.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, if that's part of the contract, we didn't sign a contract. Anyway.
Yeah, good point.
So my fourth package of picks is Gay Future Podcast, which was a series of 6 episodes about a gay future envisioned by Mike Pence. And Why the Last Man graphic novels from Brian Vaughan. And I paired those two together because it's sort of apocalypse, it's sort of dystopia, but they made it funny. And that is what we need at this moment. We need some funny ass dystopia.
All right. Well, my next pairing, this one's going to come at you from left field. Yeah. Oh, okay. So I really need people to watch this because I really want to have about it.
Okay.
So I'm recommending again, Cheer on Netflix.
Even though we talked about the fact that neither of us could make it because you have weird joints and they would think you were broken.
Yeah, I would be horribly broken and it would never go well. Okay. Also, I feel like I would cry under the pressure of that coach a lot.
Yeah. So Cheer, though, you think it's
Cheer, yes. And I'm going to pair it with a book called The Lost Girls by Robert Coker, who, this is that true crime story where he broke down like the victims of a serial killer that was targeting prostitutes primarily. And so he told us their beginning stories and then where they were in life when they were victims. And so I like the similarities between Cheer because the same thing happens there. We go character by character and learn kind of their backstory and how they got to Navarro College. And with both, like with the book, with those characters and with Cheer, I felt like so invested in both characters. Like I wanted to know more. I mean, I legitly cyberstalked some of the Cheer people a little bit just to see where they were. Because I was like, what is happening? I can't wait for season 2. I need to know if you perfected your basket.
And what did you learn by cyberstalking them?
They're all like becoming celebrities because everybody loves them. So yeah.
Okay.
So it was all very packaged material by Netflix, I could tell, but that's all right. That's fine, Netflix. I see you, and I'll be coming back. So
from what you said, it sounded like some of the students that were in the Cheer squad, like they hadn't had a lot of options. So if they're becoming famous now, awesome. Go for it.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And the juxtaposition of their lives before to where they are now, so similar to the book, to Lost Girls, you know, all these different family origin stories or, you know, childhoods that range from great to not so great through, you know, adulthood and trying to figure that out, or young adulthood particularly. So
yeah. Excellent pick.
Get on it. Cheer is, you won't be disappointed. You won't.
Well, I've got one more package of recommendations for you. Okay. And pop culture wise, it's Veronica Mars. Because when I first recommended this, it was before the 4th season came out on Hulu.
Oh, that's right.
Now everything is available. Every bit of Veronica Mars is out there. And man, it is 3 full regular seasons and then a movie and then this 4th season. There is a ton of stuff there. Combine that with The Gone Dead by Chanel Benz, who we actually talked to.
Yeah.
Because I think both of them have this sort of long, slow burn of mystery. There's a number of different mysteries in Veronica Mars, and there's one in The Gone Dead. But both of them have that sort of through line as well as a bit of justice at the end, which is just what you need right now.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. I agree. Oh, I like that. So would you recommend watching the movie in that order, like the 3 seasons movie, 4th season?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Because, that's, you're going to get a lot out of it, people. Do it.
Do it. That's a lot of viewing. Well, my last pick shows how ride or die we are, because my pop culture pick is also Kristen Bell.
What?
From The Good Place.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah. So I picked The Good Place because what a great TV show for talking about, you know, philosophy and how to be good or bad. I mean, how to be a moral person. I think we could all use some reminders right about now.
Yeah.
And I'm pairing that with Good Talk by Mira Jacob.
That's perfect.
Yeah, they're both, you know, these big, weighty issues that you're dealing with, but in a way that was so entertaining, so beautifully done. And with both of those, when I leave the TV show and when I left the book, I just, like, it gave you hope in a weird way about really difficult things, which I think is important. And they're both wonderful. They both have humor. They're both super cool, very different for their genres, which I love. So, yeah.
That's fantastic. Also, I remembered that an episode or so ago, we talked about Adam Scott. And Adam Scott has a wonderful cameo in The Good Place as Trevor, the dude from The Bad Place. And I love him so much. He's such a douchebag. It's wonderful.
He is. And on your recommendation, Mike and I started Party Down.
Oh.
She recommended, Yes.
So
it's terrific. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have laughed very hard. And we've had to pause it multiple times so that I could look at Mike laughing. Because we all know I need to see it.
That hasn't changed, that you're still looking at your partner, seeing if they're having a good time.
Being an awkward weirdo. Yep, that didn't go away.
Oh, good. That gives us hope that not everything will change, that we can still be real awkward weirdos.
Yes. Good.
Well, that is the first part of our list.
It is the first part of our list.
And next Wednesday, we're going to be back with the other half. And in the meantime, you can find all of our regular weekly episodes and all of our bonus material in your podcast player or catcher and on our website, broadsandbooks.com.
We would love to hear from our listeners during this time.
It would help us so much.
It would. It would make us feel connected again.
Yes.
All of us. So if you have a question, an idea, you just want to say hello, reach out. Social media, our email, through the website. We will respond. We'll probably shout you out. Yeah, we're like everyone else. Reach out, keep us connected.
We need to talk to people.
It got real dark at the end of our episode. Erin lost her mind for like 30 seconds. I'm back.
We need our listeners to talk to us so we can survive.
I'm running now.
Happy reading.
I'm up again. Same night, another dream. Before trying this recording thing, I didn't remember much of anything of these dreams. I didn't remember much from any of the women. And one night of doing this, and it's broken things open. The dreams they're in me, and they're coming out of me, and...
Talk to me. I am not broken. I am the most whole, most real.
Cause their despair. I wait for the word. Witch.
Look at the mad woman in her cage. She was a woman with holes inside her. That was the heaviest factor, the final evidence, the heart of the issue.
Somehow, you understand this. You hear me. Wherever you are, whatever this is, you... This isn't a dream journal anymore. It's not. It's just fact. Because now this is some sort of record. What are these dreams? Maybe there's a better question. Who are these women? Weird Woman is a Broads and Books production. All 9 episodes are available January 10th. Listen and subscribe to Weird Woman on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and your favorite podcast platform. That's WYRD Woman, wherever you listen to podcasts.